tea? What's the 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 tea?
Hello everybody, Waterbury here with a quick message. I want to talk about narcissism and the age of Pisces, okay? So check out my recent IG story. I talked a little bit about it, but I said on that story that I was going to make a video. Here's the video. And so for me, narcissism is a major topic collectively, and it's insane, like, when you learn about it, how prevalent it becomes. It's like every other person is a narcissist these days. But I want to first explain kind of my perspective on it, and then explain the correlation to the age of Pisces, which we're currently shedding to move into the age of Aquarius. Okay, so stay tuned. I'm going to try to make this quick because my battery is going to die. So let's get into it. So for me, learning about narcissism is very important for my life. Just from past experience, and I'll make more videos and stuff about that later on. But looking at the characteristics of narcissism, I think a lot of it has to do with trauma. Okay, I definitely believe that it is, for me, narcissism is the result of shutting yourself down after very traumatic experiences. Okay, we all have trauma. Literally, there's multiple planets in astrology that deal with trauma. We all have different areas of wounding, but for certain people and certain souls, the depth of their trauma, it's hard for them to get out of it, and so they end up becoming like feeling like the victim. They end up having extreme resentment for life and for whoever caused that trauma. They also begin to disassociate and escape from reality in a bit, and become really obsessed with whatever illusion or false truths that they've created to protect themselves. It's a very insecure energy, and that's a lot of the shadow qualities of the age of Pisces. Okay, narcissism to me is, and honestly, I always believe that whatever occurs in your childhood is from past lives. And so that energy of narcissism is not just here in this time. It's been, around for a long time. Think about, even in Greek mythology, there is Narcissus, literally where this topic kind of came from. It's been spoken on, forever. If you think about, even back in the Bible days, people talk about Jezebel. Okay, and so it's all of these. I believe it's Jezebel. I think that's the right one. Okay, now I've got myself kind of confused. I believe, yeah. And so this energy is toxic, very toxic, but it's from trauma. Okay, I feel like a lot of people who speak on narcissism look at the qualities and look at the effects of narcissism and how it's abusive and hurtful and toxic, but they don't really look at a lot of the causes. And to me, it is from extreme trauma in childhood that you're not able to get over or get through, and through that, I believe people kind of go into like either or. Like for me, I experienced a lot of trauma growing up, but I became very codependent. I'm the empath that kind of attracts lots of narcissists to me, but my trauma kind of made me not resent the world, but lower my self-worth. Okay, and then you have the other side of the story where trauma, makes someone really resentful, really angry, really insecure. And insecurity came with mine as well, but it wasn't with that resentment energy. I've always wanted to kind of overcome. But some people kind of lose their spark, lose their spirit in that trauma, and so then they stop expanding, basically. They don't really take, narcissism is, a lot of people speak on it about, they don't take advice. They give unsolicited advice, like insane amounts. They think they're all that. They think they know everything. They think that they can do no wrong, and that they're above other people. But to me, that's very childlike. That's what happens when a child's having a tantrum, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell a child, this is the way, no, this is the, nah. That's kind of the energy, okay? But that is a wounded, that's what happens when a child is hurting, okay? And with narcissism, for me, since it stops that kind of expansive energy of wanting to keep learning, wanting to keep growing, for me, with my trauma growing up and throughout my life, I've always wanted to get out and grow from it, you know what I'm saying? Use it not in a victim way, but use it for my strength, and that's kind of what I've turned my childhood into. I've used that as a springboard, and it's grown me a lot, you know what I mean? It made me very, very strong. But if you are on the side of the spectrum where it shuts you down, then basically you're stuck at whatever age you got shut down at, which is why narcissism is characterized by lots of childlike things, okay? Extreme rage, jealousy, envy, which are, you see jealousy and that kind of thing in animals, pet one dog and watch the other dog get mad, you know what I'm saying? But jealousy, anger, these are all emotions that we all have, and just because you're jealous or envious or angry does not mean narcissistic, because we all feel these emotions. But narcissism, I feel like they sit in that emotion. That's really a strong, people say in the Bible, you'll know people by their fruit. That's their fruit. That's something that they produce, okay? It's not something you experience. We experience envy, anger, all these things throughout life. But I might experience envy for a second and be like, ooh, I want that, and I'm like, okay, well, let me calm down. Let me work to get it, or let me ask them, hey, how have you gotten where you got? I want to get to that place, and not I haven't. Envy is not a fruit of mine, you know what I'm saying? I don't sit in it. But for narcissism, that is a strong quality. But it's, again, what I was saying, because of the shutdown energy in childhood, okay? So now that I kind of explained my perspective on it, and the trauma that caused it, I want to kind of go into the age of Pisces, okay? And you can check out my Age of Aquarius video on my YouTube channel. I talk a lot more about the age of Pisces and all the ages. But about every 2,000 years-ish, there's a major shift in the age, depending on the axis of the Earth. It's called the precession of the Earth's axis, and depending on where the North Pole is pointing, okay? And so for the past 2,000 years, the North Pole has been pointing and really emphasizing the area of Pisces, okay, the area of the last part of the zodiac, okay? And if you even think about, like, the description of the Christian symbol is literally a fish. Think about the characteristics of Jesus. It was very strongly around, sacrifice, around spirituality, around surrender and all these things, which are very Pisces, okay? But the negative aspects of Pisces are victimhood, victim mentality. I have a lot of Pisces energy, so that's been something strong that I've had to work on with me, is when I'm in a tough situation and I feel like the world's kind of up against me and I'm in a hard place, it's hard. It is very easy for me to slip into victim mentality, okay? And that's a big part of my life, has been not playing the victim and using whatever I'm going through as, strength to push forward, okay, as motivation. And so, negative aspects of Pisces, that victimhood, martyrdom, okay? Another negative aspect of Pisces is escaping, okay? It's escaping from reality, because the opposite sign of Pisces is Virgo, which is reality, okay? And so that energy of escaping, that energy of not wanting to deal with something, okay? That's very negative aspects of Pisces. That's why Pisces, rules over drugs and anything, alcohol, anything that makes you kind of leave, it shifts your awareness, you get what I'm saying? A lot of people do drink to escape from whatever they're going through, you know what I'm saying? And that is Pisces, okay? And then if you think about it as well, Pisces can be delusion, okay? I, again, have lots of Neptunian energy, lots of Pisces energy, and that's something as well I've had to work on my entire life, is especially this past year, realizing, oh my God, there's been so many things I thought were true that were not true. They were just illusions and delusions, okay? And so narcissists are very strongly seen as delusional, okay? And if you've been around one, it's insane how you can start to believe certain things, and then you look back and like, wait, where did that even come from? You know what I mean? Like random things. And so, um, you know, that is a form of that negative energy of the age of Pisces, or Pisces energy in general. Isolation is also another energy of Pisces, okay? And think about with narcissism as well, they don't have lots of strong personal relationships, and a lot of their focus is self-oriented, selfish, you know, which is very isolating. Um, and is there anything else I want to speak on with the negative aspect? Karma and trauma as well is very Pisces, okay? Dealing with your emotions, and instead of feeling your emotions, which has gotten me out of the codependency, gotten me out of my insecurities, feeling my emotions and listening to them. But a lot of narcissists, because of that deep trauma, they don't want to even touch the emotions. Instead, they project whatever they're feeling out onto others, okay? They don't even want to look at themselves, you know what I'm saying? They don't do any reflecting, not much objective observation, because that would, you know, let's say you're observing yourself and you realize, oh, I need to do this better. They have such an intense wound around and insecurity around themselves that they don't want to be seen as wrong or like they're doing something wrong, which again, think of the childlike thing, you know. Children, you know, when they're wrong, that's why they lie to you. That's why they, you know, do all kind of stuff, okay, because they don't want to be seen as wrong. You know, they'll hide stuff because they don't want to be caught, okay. That's very narcissistic, okay, not being able to take responsibility, accountability for what's going on, okay. And so now that we're moving to the age of Aquarius, I think this is a very strong reason why there's so much awareness coming in around narcissism, around narcissistic abuse. There's so much awareness coming in now, especially on the internet, which is Aquarius, okay? And there's now lots of support groups and things to help people with this energy, which is, again, very Aquarian, the group, humanitarian focus. But what the main thing of Age of Aquarius is awareness, okay? Higher awareness, higher truth, awakening, okay? So it's about awakening out of these certain situations, gaining new understanding and truth. That's the reason I feel like I've been able to break out of, you know, my past wounding, and now I don't feel like I'll be attracting narcissists to me anymore because I don't hold that toxicity in me as much as I did before, okay? There's a lot more awareness that's come in, okay, which is that Aquarian age. And so that's kind of what I think is happening is now that we're leaving the age of Pisces, which we've held for 2,000 years, we're now moving into more of an Aquarian age, okay, more about humanitarianism, about equality, okay, and also about detachment, okay. Pisces is immersed in emotion and immersed in, you know, absorbing other people's stuff, and it's just, it can be very toxic, but Aquarius is known for detachment, where you can remove yourself for a moment from your personal experiences to gain awareness, okay, which is what I did to you know, really heal myself and my insecurities and push me, you know, out of codependency, out of enmeshment, really helped to heal a lot of my anxious attachment, you know, not disorder, but anxious attachment personality that I had growing up. You know, it was such a strong energy in me. And so I really think that now that we move to the age of Aquarius, there's so much new awareness to start to heal this energy, okay? And what's going to happen first is the empaths, the codependents like me, who were very strongly abused by narcissists, are the first ones to get awareness and heal. I believe that's what I'm seeing. And because narcissism is such a avoidant energy of not wanting to heal, not wanting to look at things, they're going to end up being forced to down the line because everybody else is kind of healing. And then if they don't, they will die and then reincarnate into parents who will heal them. You get what I'm saying? Or work on that, okay? So that's really what I had to say. I don't have too much longer, so that's the first. Now for the second part. Okay, you know IGTV only lets you have 14 minutes at a time, so that was right at 14. I had to make a pause, okay? But that's kind of what I wanted to speak on. I wish I would have had a little more outlined. Hope this has made sense. But it's just something I was processing and thinking about, you know, really looking at a lot of the qualities of narcissism. And, you know, they really matched up with the shadow and negative energies of Pisces. And that was very interesting to me, and it makes a lot of sense that we're ending this age of Pisces. And because of that, we're working on healing a lot of the negative qualities that Pisces energy has brought in. Okay. Another thing of the age of Pisces is all about hierarchy and idolatry and idealizing things. Okay. And notice how we see celebrities and all these things, and we idealize celebrities. Pisces energy is also about the dream, the fantasy, and that kind of thing. And so notice, I'm sitting on my phone talking to you, looking at a screen. Notice how many TVs are in everybody's house. You know what I'm saying? All these, like that, and that's not even really real. You're looking at this projection. Okay. And you can think about even Hollywood. Like all those things are sets. You know what I'm saying? All the movies and things we see it's like a facade. Okay, which is again very narcissistic. Okay, creating this facade, putting on this front. Okay, because of the insecurities within. All right, and so yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I wanted to share more about it. I know this video is going to be like way shorter, but I hope that made sense. I'm trying to think of anything else to connect some dots. Usually I like to have it like to have everything kind of organized in a certain way that you can understand. This was a little more just kind of a free-for-all chat that I wanted to bring up, that I was really thinking about overnight. Let's see. Yeah, so I think that's the major thing about it. I think there's been a lot of clients of mine the past year especially who have gotten readings from me based on my personal experience that I've talked about with narcissism, and wounding and healing, that kind of thing. And a lot of people have been getting out of relationships with narcissists, realizing family members are narcissists, realizing even parts of yourself could be narcissistic. And this is the thing, the qualities of narcissism we all have. Like I said before in the previous video, jealousy, envy, hiding from the truth, these are all things that can occur. You know what I'm saying? When I'm really not, loving myself and I'm really down and having a bad day and that kind of thing, I can slip into those energies. You know what I'm saying? When you're not in your best vibe, you're not feeling great, it's easier to be envious. It's easier to be selfish, self-focused, okay? And it's easier to lash out and whatever, delude yourself, fall into illusions, want to escape. These things are natural, okay? But accountability, healing, self-acknowledgement, self-awareness, honesty, okay? All these things are also parts of humanity that, if you embrace them more, will soften and just allow the other emotions of jealousy, envy, or anger, selfishness, arrogance, all those emotions to be very lessened, okay, and not a major focus in your life, and not narcissistic, basically, which is the over, the very, what am I trying to say, the very highlighted energies, okay, where the main focus you have during your day, the main things you feel are envy, the main things you feel are arrogance, the main things you feel are illusions, okay, and so, yeah, that's what I had to say. I'm trying to make sure that's all, you know what I'm saying? This is kind of like a stream of consciousness. It's like a free flow video. So I want to make sure I get all my thoughts out. Again, while I'm thinking, make sure to connect with me below. Let me know what you're thinking, if this is connecting, resonating with you. If you've noticed that as we're moving into this new age, you're seeing as well lots of people healing and moving out of narcissistic relationships. If you're, were very codependent or enmeshed growing up, and it's been something you've been focusing on and healing as well, because this is a very, very major thing. And the main thing I want to mention again from the first video is it's all spurred from trauma, okay? All spurred from childhood traumas, which is the main reason why a big part of my passion is childhood education, childhood empowerment, and childhood advocacy, okay? And even as I grow, and for the purpose of the water bear, you're going to see that incorporated more. You don't really see that now, just kind of where the stage I am in the water bear, but that's a main focus for me. I want to write lots of children's books as well, because I want to put love and energy into the youth, so that we don't have millions of narcissists running around with all their inner wounds that they were not able to heal, okay? So that's what I had to say, guys. Again, comment below, let me know what you think. This is kind of just me, sharing my ideas and connecting with you on this topic. you know, I could make, let me know as well if you want me to make a video on narcissism, because I've done lots of studying on it the past 2 years, I'd say, and it's been major for my healing to understand, and yeah. So yeah, let me know if that might interest you. There is a good bit of research on it and some videos on it. That's how I was able to understand so much this past few years, and heal so much from the other, awareness there. But I wanted to make that connection to astrology, like I always do, and that connection to the age of Pisces and how we're moving to the age of Aquarius, and having to get out of those energies. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Again, let me know, what you're feeling. Let me know if that made sense. I'm pretty sure I thought. I mean, I don't know. I didn't write anything down for this video. I just kind of wanted to express what I was feeling. So that's what I have, guys. Much love. Waterberries out.